My dear students, good morning to all. How are you everybody? Hope that you are well by the grace of God. I am also well. Welcome to my online class everybody on behalf of Turkey Bandar Secondary Girls School. I am Bimal Chandra Barai with you now, Assistant Teacher English, Turkey Bandar Secondary Girls School. Dear students, today I am going to share with you a very important grammatical item of English second paper, and my today's topic is also very important, especially for the students of secondary level. So my dear students, let's enjoy the class. Friends, welcome to all. Let me introduce myself. Bimal Chandra Barai, Assistant Teacher English, Turkey Bandar Secondary Girls School, Gurunadi, Borishal. And this presentation is made for the students of class 6 to please look at the screen. Here we see a very smart boy, and also we see an apple, and the name of that smart boy is John. So here is a sentence: John eats an apple. John eats an apple. But here we see that this sentence is changed in another way. Here we see that John and an apple. These two subject and object are exchanged here. We can see another sentence: I say my prayer regularly. I say my prayer regularly. Dear students, here we can see that, like before sentence, here subject and object are also exchanged, and we also see that an auxiliary verb plus past participle of main verb are also set up here. Now, my dear students, can you guess what our today's topic may be? Dear students, can you guess what our today's topic may be? I think certainly you can guess it. Actually, our today's topic is voice sense. Our today's topic is voice. Let us discuss about voice sense in our today's class. Dear students, at the very beginning, we must know about the learning outcomes of this topic. After studying this lesson, the students will be able to identify the definition of voice. They also identify the classification of voice. Next, they can identify the structures of active and passive voice. And finally, they can change voice from active to passive. Dear students, this is learning outcomes. I mean, after completing this topic, you can do these traits or these elements very well. Students, at first we should know what is voice. Is Dear students, we can see here a very famous football player. Can you tell who he is or what his name is? Dear students, can you tell me about his name? Yeah, absolutely, you are right. Actually, he is a great football player of Brazil. He is a great football player of Brazil. Now, dear students, notice very carefully. Here is a sentence, and this sentence and this sentence and in this sentence two we can see one subject and one object, and subject name is Neymar and object name is football. Dear students, Neymar plays football. The sentence is Neymar plays football. Actually, it is an active voice, but when uh, it it has become passive. It is football is played by Neymar. Football is played by Neymar. I mean, these two subject and object are exchanged here as usual, and also an auxiliary verb plus V3, I mean past participle form of principal verb are set up here according to tense. My dear students, so we can say that voice is a formation of verb by which subject does something itself or something is done by itself. Dear students, I hope that you are now clear that in an active voice, subject does any work itself or very actively. On the other hand, in a passive voice, something or anything is done by the subject. Students, now we will know about the classification of voice. Students, voice is divided into two parts. One is active voice and another is passive voice. Now the question is, what is active voice? Actually, when the subject does any work or something itself, that time it is called active voice. On the other hand, when something or anything is done by the subject, that time it is called passive voice. My dear students, we will know about the structure of active voice. Here we see that at first subject structure, at first subject transitive verb. Transitive verb. Actually, we should know about transitive verb. Transitive verb is a verb which has object. That is called transitive verb. And after that, object will be set up. So we can say that the structure of active voice is subject plus transitive verb plus object. Now here is an example. He reads a he reads a book. Here he is subject. Reads is transitive verb and a book is object. I hope that now you are clear about the structure of active voice. Now it is time to know passive voice, the structure of passive voice. At first it will be subject of object. Subject of object. Actually it will be the subject of active voice will be the subject of passive voice. The object of active voice will be the subject of passive voice. Then an auxiliary verb will be set up according to tense, and then past participle form of principal verb, and then according to rules some prepositions will be set up. Here especially by is set up often, and finally object or subject. That means the subject of active voice will be the object of passive voice. I again say the subject of active voice will be the object of passive voice. And we should know that auxiliary verb, actually uh, auxiliary verb will be set up according to tense. Here is an example. He reads the, here his subject, reads transitive verb, is object here. If we do it passive voice, it will be the book is read by him. The book is read by. Here we see that subject of object I mean object will be subject and auxiliary verb set up according to tense and principal past participle form of principal verb and preposition according to rules and finally object of subject. Object of subject. Dear students, now we will know list of some subjects and their objects. You know that every subject has three parts: subjective form, objective form and possessive form. I again say subjective form, possessive form and objective form. As we are doing voice sense, so it needs to know about subjective form and objective form of a subject. Please look at the chart. Here we see that I subjective form, objective form will be me. We subjective form, objective form will be us. You subjective form, objective form will be you. They subjective form, objective form will be them. He subjective form, objective form will be him. She subjective form, objective form will be her. Rohim or Koim subjective form and objective form will be Rohim and Korim. Actually we see that here Rohim and Korim subjective form and objective form are same. The pen subjective form and the pen also is objective form. Animals subjective form and objective form is also animals. My dear students, now we will know about the auxiliary verbs of passive voice. Here is a list. Dear student, notice it very carefully and attentively. We know that auxiliary verb is set up according to the structure of tense. If the active voice is present indefinite tense, the auxiliary verb will be am, is, and are. If the active voice is present continuous tense, the auxiliary verb of passive voice will be am being, is being, and are being. Present perfect tense will be have been oblique has been. Present perfect continuous tense will be have been being oblique has been being. Present perfect continuous past indefinite tense, and it will be auxiliary verb will be was oblique were. Past continuous tense auxiliary verb will be was being oblique were being. Past perfect tense the auxiliary verb of passive voice will be had been. Past perfect continuous tense the auxiliary verb of passive voice will be had been being. Future indefinite tense and it will be shall be oblique will be. Future continuous tense auxiliary verb of passive voice will be shall be being oblique will be being. Future perfect tense auxiliary verb will be shall have been oblique will have been. Future perfect continuous tense it will be shall have been will have been. Future perfect continuous tense it will be shall have been being oblique will have been being. And finally modal verbs. We know modal verbs is can, should, must, may, etc. If in an active voice modal verbs are set up, and then auxiliary verb will be can be, should be, must be, may be. Actually here be will be added after modal verbs in the passive voice. I think now you are clear about the auxiliary verb of passive voice according to tense. Dear students, now we will do active voice to passive voice of assertive sentence. Before that, we should know about the types of sentence. Actually, sentence is divided according to two sides. Sentence is divided according to two sides. Number one according to meaning and number two according to structure. According to meaning, sentence is divided into 5 parts. They are assertive sentence, interrogative sentence, imperative sentence, optative sentence, exclamatory sentence. On the other hand, according to structure, sentence is divided into three parts, and they are simple, complex, and compound. But now we will know active voice to passive voice of assertive sentence. Dear students, we can see here an example and also a picture of a rickshaw puller and also a rickshaw, and the sentence is he pulls a rickshaw. That means rickshaw puller pulls a rickshaw. Make it passive. Actually, it is active voice, and make it passive voice. What is passive voice? A rickshaw is pulled by him. Dear students, notice it carefully. According to rules, according to tense, or according to a structure of voice, passive voice, at first object at first we see that a rickshaw puller is subject here, and according to a structure of tense, auxiliary verb is set up here because it is present indefinite tense, and then past participle form of pull, past participle form of pull, principal verb, and then according to rules by preposition is set up here, and finally him, objective form of subjective form. I think, dear students, now you are clear about it. Next example, we should respect a rickshaw puller. Dear students, here we see that it is the structure of modal verb, related to modal verb. We know that if there is modal verb in active voice, when we will do it passive voice, of course it will be be will be added just after modal verb, and other elements will be changed as usual. If we do it, it will be a rickshaw puller should be respected by. Here marking is pulls, marking point is pulls, is pulled, pulls is pulled, should respect, should be respected, should respect, should be respected. My dear students, look at the picture and we see that a fisherman is catching fish. Now the sentence is the fisherman is catching fish. Make it passive voice. Dear student, guess it. What tense is it? Actually, it is present continuous. It is present continuous tense, and the passive voice will be fish is being caught by the fisherman. Fish is being caught by the fisherman. My dear students, now do, we will try to do some examples. We will try to solve some examples. Number one, I visited the Niagara waterfall last year. So it will be the Niagara was visited by me. Sorry, the Niagara waterfall was visited by me last year. Number two, many people enjoy the waterfall all the year round. It will be the waterfall is enjoyed by many people all the year round. Number three, the waterfall makes a beautiful view. It will be a beautiful view is made by the waterfall. You may enjoy it if you want. Actually, it will be it may be enjoyed by you if you want. If you notice it, you see that this sentence is related to modal auxiliary verb. And last one, I will visit it again. Actually, it is future indefinite tense. So the passive voice of it will be it will be visited again by me. So dear students, we can see that number one example is past indefinite tense, number two example is present indefinite tense, number three example is present indefinite tense, number four example is present indefinite tense, and number five example is future indefinite tense. My dear students, let us know the voice sense of double object. There are some sentences in which double object is set up. We have to know how can we sense this kind of sentence. Notice it. Here is an example. He teaches us English. He teaches us English. His subject teaches is transitive verb, us is object, and also English is object. So we see that here two object. Actually object is two kinds, direct and indirect. Us is here indirect object and English is here direct object. Us here indirect object and English is direct object. And this is the voice sense of double object. Note, you can use any object as the subject of passive voice. Actually, when you will do the passive voice of it, you can take any one of this object as a subject. Anyone. you can take us as a subject, and also you can take English as a subject. Students, let's practice some examples. He teaches us English. So, this is present indefinite tense, and the passive voice will be we are taught English by him, or English is taught us by him. Here we see that here object double object is in the sentence, and in two ways we can do it. Dear students, now try to change it into passive voice. Number one, dear students, uh, please please take a khata and pen to write. Number one, he gave me a book. Actually, it is past indefinite tense and with double object. So we can take anyone as a subject. So dear student, number one, the passive voice will be I was given a book by him, or a book was given me by him. Number two, I taught him a lesson. It will be he was taught a lesson by me, or a lesson was taught him by me. Number three, they feed me fruits. They feed me fruits. So it will be I am fed fruits by them, or fruits are fed me by them. Number four, we made him captain. Actually, this sentence is past indefinite tense. So it will be he was made captain by us, or captain was made him by us. Number 5, she informed me this. Actually, it is past continuous, past indefinite tense, and the passive voice of this sentence will be I was informed this by her, or this was informed me by her. Dear students, now we will know about the passive voice of silent infinitive. Of course, dear students, you know infinitive actually when the structure of word 2 plus principal verb. 2 plus principal verb. That time it is called infinitive. 2 plus principal verb. That time it is called infinitive. But here we will see that in active voice this infinitive is silent here, but when we will do passive voice this silent to should this silent to should be added here. Dear students, I told him do this. The passive voice of this sentence will be he was told to do this by me. Sometimes infinitive remains silent in the active voice, but we should set up that to in the passive voice. Infinitive must be shown in the passive voice. Class activities. Change the active voice into passive voice. Here number 1 is he advised me tell the truth. The passive voice will be I was advised by him to tell the truth. Number 2, they elected him go there. Actually it is past indefinite tense. The passive voice will be he was elected to go there by them. Number 3, he ordered Rohim solve it. It is past indefinite tense and the passive voice of this sentence will be Rohim was ordered to solve it by him. Number 4, the bird made the wind blow. This is past indefinite tense and the passive voice of this sentence will be the wind was made to blow by the bird. Finally, number 5, the teacher told him do the sum. And the passive voice of this sentence will be he was told to do the sum by the teacher. If the active voice is with reflexive pronoun. Dear students, we have to know about reflexive pronoun. Actually, the word related to by or included to self or selves, self or selves is called reflexive pronoun. Self is singular and selves is plural form. Self is singular form and selves is plural form. Suppose himself, myself, themselves, etc. This is called reflexive pronoun. Now we will do the voice sense related to reflexive pronoun sentence. For doing passive voice, we should follow this structure: subject plus auxiliary verb plus V3, that means past participle form of principal verb, and then by, and finally that reflexive pronoun. Example: she fans herself. This is present indefinite tense, and the passive voice of this sentence is she spent by herself. She spent by herself. Another example: he killed himself. He killed himself. And the passive voice of this sentence is he was killed by himself. He was killed by himself. Please note, if there is reflexive pronoun as object of the sentence, subject and object will not be changed to make it passive. That is a very important matter, and that is, we know that for doing passive voice, we should sense, or we must sense subject and object. But here is exceptional. Subject and object will not be exchanged here, or is not be exchanged here. It is set up at the same place, so it is exceptional. Exceptional rules 2. Exceptional rule 2. If the active voice is with quasi-passive verb. If the active voice is with quasi-passive verb. Actually, included or related to quasi-passive sentence, it is active in form. Uh, it is active in form, but meaning is passive. Its structure is active form, but meaning is passive form. The rose smells sweet. Here is an example, and it is present indefinite tense. The passive voice of this sentence will be the rose is smelt sweet. The rose is smelt sweet. If we notice it, uh, like previous exceptional rules, here subject and object. That means subject and adjective here is not exchanged. It is set up at the same position. Another example, the site looks charming. Passive voice of this sentence is the site is looked.
Note if there is an adjective after the verb of the sentence, subject and adjective will not be changed in the passive voice. I hope that you are clear about it. Class activities. My dear students, I would like to request of all you that if you have any smartphone in your hand, please take a snap and do it later.
Dear students, that's all here today. See you in my next class. And in this critical situation, I would like to request of all you that stay home always and keep well. Bye bye.